I'm outside by 2 raised garden beds that I've really enjoyed over the years, and I like them so much that I want to make a third one. This one here, I grow peppers in, and this one, I have dividers in it, so I can grow different varieties of mint, which is really awesome. Sometimes I've done some herbs in here too. So I really want to do a third one for green beans specifically. So we're going to get started today on making the third raised garden bed. So you can watch us as we make this happen. So the first thing that we've done is we've placed 4 flags where we want the garden to go, the raised garden bed. And then we put up a string line. So now we can start digging trenches in the exact spot where we're putting it. And we've got our level. Digging the trenches is probably the least appealing part of this job. I enjoyed the construction and filling the beds much more. The materials we are using are 8-foot treated landscape timbers. I will also be using coated screws because this is green treated lumber. There are cheaper options for building a raised bed. However, I do feel that these timbers last longer in my Zone 4 location. Plus, they do look nicer since this is close to my house. When laying your first timbers, use a 4-foot level and take the time to make sure that it is level. In some areas, I added clay under the timber, and other areas I had to dig out more dirt to make sure it was perfectly level. So we just finished digging the trenches and we laid down the first timbers. And we placed a level on there to make sure that they were all level. And then you saw me kind of backfilling underneath the timbers with some clay so that they would stay solid in the level position. So we can now remove the string lines that we were using as guides. And you can see that the timbers are butted up to each other at a 90-degree angle. So the next layer needs to be staggered. You don't want to replicate the same pattern each layer.
You want it like this. You want the next one to be laid over the top of the original one, and then one will go this way, which will overlap over the other end.
Right, and you can kind of see an example of that here on this raised garden bed on the corner here. This was one that was already finished. So that's the hard part, really, getting that trench dug. That was the tedious part, getting that level. So now we will continue on. Here's an update on what we've got done so far. We've laid a few layers of the timbers to get it up at ground level. Make sure to stagger the joints with each layer. To secure the timbers, we're using 6-inch coated screws since the timber is green treated. We're placing a screw on the corner, 2 in the middle, and again on the corner. We did backfill the exterior here with some dirt, and we tried to put the sod back a little bit too. Now we're going to continue building up to the finished height. Continue staggering the timbers and securing them with the coated screws. This part works up really fast and is much more fun to do. I chose a finished height that was comfortable to sit on, as well as more comfortable and less bending over while I'm gardening. You'll see that one of my barn cats, named Spaz, likes to be involved and watch everything that I do. We are using 2 cordless drills. I really recommend that you have the backup battery fully charged, as we did need 2 batteries to get the job done. You'll notice that the apple trees are in bloom in the background, and this is usually mid-May in Minnesota. We have a very narrow window of when we can build and plant in Minnesota, and our season is very short. My planting window in Zone 4 is May 15th through Memorial Day weekend. Rain was forecasted the next day, so we took the afternoon off and hustled to get this job done. Here, I'm going around and peeling off all of the stickers that are on the timbers. It looks great. We just finished installing all the timbers for this raised garden bed. I'm happy with the height. We did have some extra screws at the end, so we did install them on the top layer. Normally we would use 4 screws per timber. Now we're ready to fill this. We're going to be using our skid loader, some shovels. We're going to fill it with some black topsoil and our composted manure. We're fortunate, thanks to our sheep, to have very nice compost pile with manure, lots of carbon with the hay and straw. We're going to mix that all together, get this filled, and in a couple of weeks I should be planting some green beans in here. I'm so excited. So let's get busy filling it. And now it's time for a water break. So you want to finish it off by removing any sticks or rocks and using a garden rake to rake it smooth and level and remove any of the big clumps. The next part is planting. Yay, I'm planting my seeds before the rain comes. So you can see that I'm using a hoe and making rows for the green bean seeds. And I'll be dropping the seeds in while Spaz the cat is hanging out with me again. I prefer to sow my green bean seeds on the thick side, and I can always thin them later if I need to. My favorite varieties so far are Empress and Big Kahuna. I have had much success with these 2 varieties in my Zone 4 garden. I also liked the Kalima green bean, but it just wasn't productive enough for me. Well, we managed to get the job done before sunset. We actually got a pretty decent harvest considering that this was the 2nd year of a drought. I hope that I've inspired you to make a garden like this for yourself, and I wish for you an abundant harvest.